Okay, so we're live? It says it's
We're
recording.
live, man. This
So
is
it should be live on your channel, right?
It's coming up live now. It says green means go, so we're good.
Okay, I don't see the stream popping up, so I just can't get the,
Just trust me, man.
Oh,
But
yeah,
you're hosting. You're doing this hosting, so you take over.
I am. So, what is up, everybody? It's Josh and I on KTalk. We're talking about a sore topic of the time. It involves 2NE1 and their disbandment and how much of, amount of salt I have going on in my body.
There's a lot of sodium, dude. The nephron loop is working overtime. Bio joke. What? So
Oh,
basically, I need this. This is more about me than it is you guys. I need this therapy session. Akbar, he doesn't care about the world. He doesn't need anything.
Okay, I see how it is.
I'm kidding. But dude, for real though, for real, this is like one of those groups that I'm still having trouble. Like, Minzy alone leaving, I don't know if you saw my video on that. That took a while for me to actually like accept as a reality because Minzy was like my ultimate bias in that group. And then I know yours was CL.
Yes.
So that's a different thing. That's
is.
a different situation. She had her American debut, and then now we finally got the news that it's finally over. And I mean, what do you think of it? Let's start with you. What do you think about this? What are your initial thoughts?
I am so salty because I didn't I knew this was happening with Blackpink coming out, but it just hits a sore spot because I love 2NE1. I love them so much, and the fact that YG is just sort of like, yeah, okay, CL's doing her own thing, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but you know, you're still gonna continue with 2NE1, right? And he's like, actually, no, we're not. No, we're not.
That's the crappy part, man. Because I feel like they threw you for a loop because they didn't say it immediately. So they were gonna be like, "Yo, they're let us all down." They basically got our hopes up that they were gonna continue.
Yeah.
Because right when you thought it was gonna end up ending was the whole thing with like the park bomb drug scandal that shook things a little bit. That was like shaking and cracking the foundation.
Yeah, it was the bad kind of shook.
Minzy leaving was the biggest sign. Minzy leaving was like, okay, people are leaving, they're jumping ships,
Yep.
and when the people start jumping ship, that means the ship's probably going down. But the captain stayed with the ship,
Yeah.
you know. Then the captain did a solo debut in America.
And they went on an American ship.
Worried.
Yeah, that was
so
actually a big
worried.
part. Like, there's no way that CL could do both. Like, it's just, when you think about it, that means she's like basically working two idol jobs at once, trying to keep up with the K side of things and along with the US side of things. It doesn't make sense, and I'm a logical person, so I know it doesn't make sense, but God, I hate YG for this so much.
Well, the reason I really, really hate YG is because 2NE1 deserved better. Everyone agrees with me on this. This is like something I've talked about with people. No one has disagreed. 2NE1 deserved better. They deserve so much better than what YG just took a steaming poop on them like they were yesterday's news. They were yesterday's garbage.
But that's the thing, is they had so much potential for more. It was like, I guess he saw the scandals, and instead of just doing damage control, he was like, okay, I'm just gonna completely remove them from the equation and replace them.
Well, did he actually say he wanted to replace them though? Like that was the plan?
No, but you and I both know that. We're not dumb.
Yeah, that's true. But I like to be able to back it up with what does
True.
YG actually say about this? When he's asked about it, what does YG say when it comes to Blackpink and 2NE1? Because that was such an obvious rebranding.
Mm-hmm.
That was such an obvious copy of, let's take the bad girl image with a 4-member girl group and let's do it again and do it more modern.
Yeah, actually, hold on. I think I have something here.
What do you got?
Okay, right here. Yeah, so this is from Sumpi, not Karibo or anything like that. Right here. Read this. And by the way, I'd like to preface that I have nothing against Blackpink. It's not their fault at all. They're just doing what they're doing. But let me read this. YG's Yang Hyun-suk shared his thoughts about Blackpink and 2NE1. And I quote, "We didn't try too hard to create a difference between Blackpink and 2NE1. What?
I'm done. I'm done.
Really?
There's no more K-pop in this world. There's none.
No.
See, that's what grinds my gears because he's not even trying to hide the fact that he was like, 2NE1 was a sinking ship and I'm a businessman and I'm about making money. So let's just rebrand it. Let's just make it a whole new thing. That's the exact same thing it was, because 2NE1 was their own thing. They should never try to be rebranded.
No.
I get that someone wants to try to go off of that and make something maybe new, like a sister group, because Mamamoo is so great. Let's make Vromance. That's a little brother group.
Have like a little sister group, but they didn't. They're like, who's this group that you're talking about? They're old news. They're the legacy group for them to look up to.
Yes.
Blackpink.
freaking YG literally says, yeah, we saw that wasn't really turning out to be very good and very profitable for us. They ran their course. You know, it was like a popular brand of car.
Yeah.
And then we needed to catch the younger audience. So instead of making more ramped up Corollas, we made a Scion TC.
Exactly.
That's basically what they're saying.
Yep. And it gets me so salty because like all of my like anger is directed towards YG, not Blackpink. But you know that there are people who are unfortunately taking this out on Blackpink, when in reality, like, you have to think of it from like their perspective. They're like, yay, we got signed, and then this all happens, and they're probably like, oh god, oh no, you know, nobody wins from this. Nobody wins. Like, if 2NE1 still existed, Blackpink would be fine. They both would be fine.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's my personal opinion that they were on borrowed time all the way back to when Park Bom had her scandal, but that wasn't the sign for me. The biggest sign was when Minzy left. I think that's when they were really on borrowed time. I've been saying from the get-go that they're definitely disbanding, that YG's not interested in putting any more investment into 2NE1, that they're starting a completely new group, that they're not trying to invest in anything old. And that was in and of itself the biggest insult for 2NE1. They did not deserve that. They deserve to have a good ushering out.
Yeah, like Park Bom got the short end of the stick with this, and like it's annoying because I thought it's like, you're supposed to respect your elders, respect your oppas, but YG's like, no, not
so
doing
how does that look like? If Blackpink's actually smart, they're gonna think, wow, there really isn't a whole lot of like respect for seniority around here. Like, the second we become irrelevant, they're just gonna make like Green Purple is gonna come out, and then we're gonna be yesterday's news.
Yeah,
like, that's gonna happen. That's the way they treat their best groups.
Well, it's so crappy because like now it's gonna be like Blackpink is even probably more scared about scandals because they've seen what has happened. Like here, AR.MI I think says they were due. I guess he's trying to say, or she is trying to say, they were huge like Big Bang in their time. That's another thing. We could go off that as well.
Big Bang's hitting their big decade. They're hitting their 10 years. They're hitting their mark where people are starting to get concerned, and they're thinking, okay, they're gonna have a comeback in December. We know this.
We all know this.
But after they come back,
it's gonna be terrible. I'm so scared.
They're going to disband. That's a very, very high likelihood of disbanding Big Bang, because not only it's just they've been in the business that long, but they've gotten to that age level where they're going to start thinking about doing other things. They're going to start thinking about, okay, what is G-Dragon going to do? Is he going to make a solo debut like CL? Is he going to start doing a different path?
Yeah,
you know, these are things. He might stay with the company, but Big Bang.
It's a good company. Yeah, I agree.
Like, well, boom, and I don't want that to happen because they were like the original K-pop group.
They were
Fantastic Baby was my first biggest jam.
Exactly, and that's my biggest fear. Is I just said they don't respect their like elders. So if they see like their sales are declining, like what if this comeback is to test out the waters to see if they're still doing as well, and what if they don't hit the mark and they just break them up and they're like, okay, G-Dragon, CL's doing good in America, you should go to America too. Like, what if that happens? What if that's an actual thing? That terrifies me.
Man. I'm upset.
Yeah.
This is upsetting to me. And you guys are mentioning that they're still under contract.
Okay,
you guys know this. How long is Big Bang still under contract? When is it for due? When is it the thing? You know, because
I was just gonna say that's the thing. They could be under contract, but they don't necessarily have to do anything. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, that's true. We're both triggered right now.
A little bit.
Shades of angsty about this. I'm upset personally.
I'm like beyond upset because I love 2NE1.
Well, this is upsetting to me at a deeper level past 2NE1. I like 2NE1, don't get me wrong.
I know what you're saying.
For me, it's deeper upsetting because I'm thinking I'm seeing such a shift of out with the old, in with the new, and little respect for ushering anyone out. You know, no burial ceremony, no kind words are said. It's just a guillotine that comes down. Immediately the blood just flies and the head rolls, and then everyone pretends like nothing happens, and you just usher in a new group like you're starting a new Taco Bell down the road. Yeah. Like, I don't like that.
No, I'm not okay with that.
I'm not okay with that. I don't like that.
And it almost seems like what scares me is right now, Big Bang may not, you know, they may be around, but what if like YG's using Blackpink as a test to be like, how well is a new group gonna do? Should I have a new group in the, like a new group for Big Bang in the?
If they could, they would do it. And it certainly was successful with Blackpink, so if they're able to rebrand the Big Bang, why wouldn't they?
Like, here's what I'm gonna say, is Blackpink is doing phenomenal as a new girl group. So I think it's crazy not to think he already has a new boy group trainees ready.
Oh, he does.
I think it's crazy to think that. They're training right now, probably under the name of like Red Green, like you said earlier, Green Purple, like the brother group to Blackpink. I know it's going to happen. We're going to have a baby G-Dragon. We're going to have like a G Lizard in the new group, just like someone to replace him. And it's so salty.
Gee lizard. That's the thing though, because the fact that we've already seen this happening, we can start to see a pattern. I know a lot of you guys are saying, "Oh, Big Bang is going to be cool. They just renewed their contracts." But Blackpink renewed their contracts. I mean, not Blackpink, 2NE1.
Yeah.
2NE1 renewed their contracts.
Yep.
You know, with YG, but they still disbanded.
Yeah, like what if in the contract there's a clause that's like, yeah, you guys have to follow these for 5 years unless we disband you, because then it's like, oh well, we can terminate it at any time, because they probably do have that as a clause.
I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I've been following Winter too, and that's the same situation with that. They didn't get the respect they deserve.
No,
they didn't get the ushering out that I feel like they really had. Dude, I mean, it's just such a great group. Winter's phenomenal. The dude has the voice of like an angelic feeling.
Yep.
And I'm just like upset that that's now just not a thing.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all we have to do.
Yeah, it's not a good thing, because now I feel bad with like Park Bom. What's she gonna do? Like, what's she gonna do? Like, is she with YG anymore still?
Yeah, she renewed her contract.
Well, Crescent says she didn't renew her contract.
Oh, from what I understood, back when Minzy first left, it said the other 3 members are renewing their contracts. Are you guys saying that
it didn't go through? It fell through?
Park Bom didn't? Is that what you guys are saying? I don't know.
What's really sad is CL like recently tweeted like a tweet that was like, I think she tweeted a tweet that was like soon, and then this came down after the tweet, so I just feel like I'm like, oh, that's terrible timing. I bet she didn't even know.
YG.
Yeah, and the thing is like I always am looking at this right now as Blackpink's over here and 2NE1's over here. There's like no bad emotion for Blackpink, because I think they're great. Like, you and I both know that they're just a talented young girl group. But I just hate how everybody's focused on Blackpink, and then 2NE1 just kind of, like, the 2NE1 and the Blackjacks just kind of faded.
They just got to deal with it.
Yeah, it's not good. And it worries me. It's like, I guess what it is this like the new generation of idols coming in, and they're just doing like a systematic wiping of the slate?
Well, that's exactly what's happening, because we've seen an abnormal amount of new debuts with new groups, and they're just gonna completely, I don't know, what's the way to say it? The old skin is gonna shed as the new skin is underneath birthing.
And you're right, because like I'm reading right here, like think about this. There's let me scroll down right here. There's something else he said where he said, I'm assuming talking about Blackpink, there is no leader. They have been friends for so long that having a leader is impossible. So what if that's a new style? What if that's the new archetype? He's trying to push out these leader-filled groups and now input these like smaller groups that don't have a leader. So it's like everybody can be promoted, and if need be, they can all solo in case they need to be replaced in the future.
Well, that's just a good business move. I don't see that as anything. I don't see that as YG being like, we're doing this for the group's favor. We're doing this for the individual. They're doing that for themselves. They're doing it's a business at the end of the day. That's the same reason NCT happened with SM and NCT 127, and they love the idea of a fluid system of group members going in and out, because if people start acting up, they're not going to have the cards. They're going to say, yeah, see ya. We're going to get another person in here.
And the thing is what they can also do now is if this group does end up going on the back burner with like another group taking over, they could be like, okay, 2 of you are staying here, 2 of you are doing a release in America if CL's takes off. Like, you never know.
You never know. I mean, CHD Entertainment says we're in the 4th generation of K-pop idols right now, and it's coming to a close. I thought we were in the 5th generation of K-pop idols, and I thought the 4th was just coming to a close. But, you know, it's all subjective. There's different ideas of what each generation would be. I think 2NE1 would have been 2nd generation, correct? I'm not sure. Ranges. You can look it up online. A lot of it's set by what SM and YG end up debuting.
Gotcha.
It's tough. It's really tough to actually think about all that.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm blurry, man. That just, I should be out of focus this whole time, because that's how I'm feeling right now. Just out of focus. It's like when someone just comes up to you and just like jogs you on the head, and you're like, oh, what's happening? Trying to navigate this.
I mean, yeah, you did a stream this morning. I have no idea how you're functioning right now, actually.
3 a.m. to 8 a.m. Yeah. International streams, dude. That's what happens when you're in America and you're trying to do a South Korean stream. But it was still fun. It was fun. But yeah. Leaders. I thought there was a leader in Blackpink. I thought the leader was either Jennie or it was Lisa. Now, I've seen different things, and it depends who you ask or what website you're on, but the real truth is, what do they think and what is YG set up?
And I think that's what it was, is like right now we have people saying who the leader is based on how many, I guess, who's biased, like, you know, a popularity vote, but I don't think there's a set leader. I think Jennie and Lisa are the 2 big ones, and then you still have Rosé and Jisoo, who, you know, people like, but I guess right now they're not they're not as popular. I like Rosé more because I learned she could play the guitar with like Stay, which
No, that she stole the show with
oh,
Stay. And that
Stay
was
was amazing.
That was beautifully
Amazing.
done. Before we get too crazy with like getting off topic here,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask people, what do they think about this whole thing with this 2NE1 disbandment? Are you thinking this is just a natural progression? No one should freak out. It's out with the old and with the new. They had their run.
Yeah.
Or are you freaking out saying that they're not getting any respect that they deserve, and this is going to be a shift that we're not okay with? Or is this something more along the lines of we're seeing a lot of new groups debut, so there's not a whole lot of room at the top? You know, so there's only a set amount of people. I know a lot of people aren't liking the fact that there's so many debuts. They're thinking, I don't have time for this.
Exactly.
They're purposefully not watching a lot of these debuts because they're thinking, I don't want to get involved with that. You know, I've got the groups I like, and I don't like that there's a bunch of new groups happening. You know, what do you guys think? Yeah, buddy's upset. I'm upset. Why people are saying, like Mel's saying, just wants money, but of course that's why they're successful.
I mean, it's a bit at the end of the day, no matter what, they are a business, and they knew that people were going to be upset. So what you really have to make sure is right now, like me especially, we have to sort of detach ourselves from our emotions and just think about why this is happening. Is this happening because they hate 2NE1? No, it's not that they hate 2NE1. It's just that as a business, they know that they can make money elsewhere. But I feel so bad saying that, like, you know.
My guess, and this is purely my guess, and I could be completely wrong. I don't think YG is an evil person. I think he's a businessman. And honestly, at the end of the day, if he cares about the future of these groups, he needs to be a businessman to keep their checks coming, to keep the food on the table for these people. If he focuses on like, oh, it's a charity, you know, everyone gets a group or whatever like that, the company would collapse overnight. Yeah. So he gets the bad guy image.
He's okay with that rather than the groups getting it. Yeah.
I think he's okay with the bad guy image.
I agree.
And sometimes you just need to do that because a man provides, and that's what he's trying to do right now.
Okay. Yeah, like Maria B just says, YG called 2NE1 ugly and Blackpink a beautiful copy of 2NE1. Is that true? I have a hard time believing he would say something like that. Just
no, he didn't.
I don't. I
mean, someone else might have called him ugly. I
don't know. It's just, I feel like it's a business perspective. When you have someone making the same stuff, like even on YouTube, if someone just does the same things over and over again, like there's some huge content creators without any dynamic changes, you'll sort of see that their following will fade away. And I think that's the same thing that happens. He has to keep it like going with a new thing.
He called 2NE1 ugly?
Yeah, you're seeing that too? Yeah, buddy. Wait, where did he say that?
Why would he call 2NE1 ugly?
I
gotta look that up because things can get taken out of context very quickly.
Yeah, let me.
I think it was very timed. People were like, "Oh, this is out of nowhere. It's on Thanksgiving. Why would they choose now to make a public statement about 2NE1 disbanding?" They've known for a long time. You know, they knew back with Blackpink. He waited because he doesn't want to mar or dirty or skew Blackpink's image. He doesn't want that hate or Blackpink becoming a scapegoat for all that hate and saying, oh, they're taking over 2NE1. That's why he kept it quiet. You know, they made them all lay low, and they're like, we're going to wait a few months, you know, let them have a couple songs, and then when everyone's ready and, like, accepting of Blackpink, then we come in.
Yeah. Hey.
There never is a good time. If they waited a year, people would get more upset. Like, why'd they wait a year? They made us wait for a year to know the truth. Hey, Josh, I don't know. You got a little smile on your face. What did YG...
It's not good. It's not a good smile. It's on, once again, using the source of Sumpli. So this was from, I think, May 2012. But he basically says, I'm not sure if the stream's a little delayed so you can't see it, but basically CL says, we, 2NE1, are a girl group. He keeps saying that we're ugly. And then someone was surprised and asked, he tells you that directly, that you're ugly? And CL said, yes.
So CL is saying that he said.
Yeah, she is a primary source.
And I believe, like, personally, I think I believe CL, but that's still hearsay. That's not proven. You know, if YG was in front of a camera, he would probably say, no, I did not say that.
Of course
and then she might have interpreted what he said as being ugly, not quote-unquote ugly.
Well, CL
I know you're going to pick her side no matter what because you got a massive man crush on her.
I do, but at this point, I'm not even saying my opinion. I'm just quoting this source, which says, CL continued, YG came to a concert rehearsal once. When we do a rehearsal, we don't put on any makeup. He looked from afar into the screen and said, they're really ugly in front of all the staff. I was a bit disappointed.
Yo!
That is savage. That is hardcore terrible.
Okay. That's not okay.
No. So maybe YG
he might have had that legitimate thought in his brain, and if he had that thought, that's one thing. But to say that,
like that's the thing is, okay, YG I don't think is playing the bad guy. He's like, yeah, I don't care. I make money.
Hear the story about his wife. Do you see people down here?
What?
Oh,
Wait,
man.
There's a wife story? Oh, God.
I'm not
YG.
defending this guy.
No.
I get being a businessman.
That's one thing. No.
Making tough business decisions, but that's
unprofessional. That's unprofessional, and two, that's just a dick move. He's a terrible person.
I think there's rape allegations against every single owner of every entertainment company out there. I haven't seen one that hasn't had that. Maybe Big Hit, and that's alone. But with this, I want to know what happened with the wife thing, because this is a new story I've not heard of until you guys brought this up, and I'd like bringing this up.
Let me look this up. I'll be the source finder.
Please do. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's insane. I don't know, man. Whoa, dude, there's like 153 people watching right now.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
You guys are the best.
It's 20 minutes in. I'm not even like.
No, I think we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going.
I need this. This is important for me internally to like figure this out.
Yeah, I'm trying to find what's the.
He disbanded her wife group because he had a crush on her.
Well, yeah, so right now I'm just seeing an article that says he's had a crush on her for it was a one-sided crush for 3 years, but I don't. Hold on. Let me.
Like the older members get, he's probably going to start saying things like that. Yeah. And people are going to start thinking that. Like, imagine 40-year-old members. That's never happened. But, the young blood is going to be more popular among the younger people. Mm-hmm. So he was being a complete dick about it, but he was probably thinking about it from that perspective.
Yeah. Like right here, I'm getting, there's this that's basically saying it doesn't say that he broke it up, but it's called rumor has it, so take it for a grain of salt. I'm not, Let's pile on, because we already don't like this guy. Might as well. So he says,
need to scapegoat this guy for all our problems right now.
I mean, hey, so hold on. Of a former member of a girl group, Sweetie, and was also known for being the younger sister of Zexkey's member, Lee Jae-jin. Okay. Oh, yeah, so that would explain why Zexkey's is signed with YG for a bit? Is that true? Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Zexkey's is back, but basically it says he's had, after a one-sided crush on her for 3 years, he confessed his feelings through a phone call. So, and 12 years younger. Okay, that's whatever. But it sounds like to me that it may have had something. I can't find any, reputable source besides a forum chat, and I'm not gonna go to the forum chats about that. But basically, it sounds like there was definitely something going on.
And I mean, this is a good point here. Maria
B
says YG has a creepy smile. That's a good reason not to like him in and of himself. So,
yeah.
you're like, Josh, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Well, no. So look at what Maria B says. He didn't want his girlfriend, who was in a girl group, to promote. So he disbanded them. So maybe he was just like, no, she's mine. So I don't want her to be successful.
That's a good point.
He's a terrible person.
Man, that's crazy. There's going to be one side of the truth and then the other side, and I think the truth is probably somewhere in between.
Yeah, there's going to be bias.
Somewhere in between.
Well, the one thing is, about this wife story, I don't know, but it's not really, there's no in between if, someone from 2NE1 was like, yeah, he said we're ugly. It's not like he said, well, actually what it could be is he could have been like, whoa, they look different without makeup, but I don't know. But I'm just going to say he did say they're ugly because he's a terrible person and probably didn't even hesitate about getting rid of 2NE1.
I'm still not sold that he's a terrible person. Am I the only guy that thinks the truth could be somewhere in between?
Not at all.
That he might have just said some things like a dick, and he might just be a dick sometimes?
Oh, no, I agree. I'm just salty. You know that.
I know you're salty.
No, I agree. He may not. It may just be totally business. And what I think is he's not, he's not an angel by any standard, but he's human. He says things he regrets,
I've said things I regret.
Regret?
Regret. Just like that. I wish back then I could have said regret correctly, but I didn't.
I guess what it is Josh and I, well, thank you, Josh, for filling me in, is now I'm trying to be a better person by not judging people too harshly. Because I don't know the whole story. I don't know his whole walk, but I'm just still salty about him. And, I guess I'm just salty about all these, groups that are getting disbanded. Because we came into the tail end of this generation, didn't we?
We did. We totally did. Mm-hmm. We were busy being actually family men, having time with family, Thanksgiving, going out and running errands on Black Friday, and
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, so like we both got super super busy with just doing that. We're like, dang, dude, it's been days. We should probably do something about this.
Oh well, no, I was just talking about in general. Like when you and I got into K-pop, that was like 2 years ago. Like Big Bang was already 7.5 years into their like timeline.
Oh, I see what
So
you're
we
saying.
got so attached to these artists on their final leg, and now they're gone, and we're like, what? What's going on? You know, where we had this attachment to what we know is K-pop, and then all of a sudden it's just fading away, and we're trying to grasp at it, trying to understand, and we're not able to understand. We're like, but we just want to listen to some more good artists coming back, and now we're having
Exactly.
less comebacks of our favorite groups, and now we're getting these new groups, which we love, like SF9. I can't wait for them to be just great, but the point still stands is we're losing a lot of our foundation of K-pop like artists.
We are. I see it more as a shift. I see it as I see it a window where the groups are kind of going through the window changing. And if I'm gonna be honest, and this is not the time to say it, which is why I'm gonna say it.
Do it, please do.
I like Blackpink more.
That's okay.
They fit my genre more. I love 2NE1.
Yeah.
There is no love lost for 2NE1 at all.
Yeah.
I personally like Blackpink more, so I must have been more of the target audience with that.
No,
don't
and
know.
I agree. And don't get me wrong, I love Blackpink as well, and that's perfectly fine to like one more. The argument I was having was, why did 2NE1 have to suffer, because of it,
That was all on YG's fault.
Yep.
Now, he's trying to keep it as quiet as possible. If he gave them the true ushering out and going them out with a bang, if he gave them what they deserved, that would have put a lot of light on it. That would have put a lot of attention on it. So I can understand why he didn't do it, but he should have done it anyway. He
Right.
should have taken that hit to his stock.
Yeah.
He should have done that.
No, and one thing, like, here, I have another article, and this one's about, like, Blackpink and how, 2NE1 has influenced them, and I'll just bring it up. And it's not in a bad way, but it's, like, says, Blackpink recently talked about how 2NE1 has influenced them, and they basically said, down here, we're the same company, so we get the same producer, so the influence is natural. And that's fine. And then what they say is, and I agree with them, is they're still such a young group that they want to show their own unique color, Blackpink, if you will. And then she continues saying down here where she says, because we're a rookie group, we're focusing on our team, basically, the actual structure and the members and their strengths and weaknesses. And I guess they want to focus more on the songwriting and lyric writing in the future. So if, like, Stay has any influence on, like, just the whole, I guess, scope where Jennie or Rose was really good with playing the guitar, maybe we'll hear more of what truthfully is, I guess, like, uniquenesses to Blackpink, so that people can actually stop and separate them from 2NE1.
I think they're already different. I
agree.
Tried to rebranding, tried to make like the younger, sexier, more like young blood.
Yep.
Almost like when 2NE1 first came out. They're gonna do that, but make it modern. I get he went for that. I still think that they're completely their own.
Yeah.
They're just different people.
Has 2NE1 ever released a song that sounded as sweet as Stay?
No.
Like, music video, I should say. Like, that music video is so sweet.
I love how raw it is with emotions, and it's completely different from Boom Baya, from Whistle, from Playing with Fire. All of those. It's completely different. It's just like it threw me off.
I love
in
it.
the best way possible.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's insane. It's insane. But I mean, that's kind of what K-pop is. K-pop is a roller coaster ride, and the whole time you're just barely trying to keep your grip on it and try not to fall off.
Even the idols, like, if we're trying not to fall off, you can imagine them
can you imagine
hanging by a pinky,
wrapped up in this.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Like,
oh
they're
my
on
goodness.
the space shuttles called K-pop, and they're like hanging on with duct tape, like, yeah, like
they duct tape their hands on. It's insane. It's a roller coaster ride, but that's also a reason we love it. It keeps
it's so
things interesting. Our lives aren't that interesting. It's not like
we're engineers.
It's not like we have some crazy like cop story where we had some road rage over the weekend.
Oh,
that
really?
doesn't happen to our lives.
No.
Which is why we like having a little spice, and we got to deal with some crappy stuff like YG not giving them the send out they deserved. But at the end of the day, I still love K-pop for what it is. It keeps us guessing. It's as organic as our own individual lives, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that made me salty is YG had no semblance of sending him out the right way. He was like, here's Blackpink, meet Blackpink 2NE1. Okay, 2NE1, don't let the door hit you on the way out. That's basically
crazy. That's what happened, essentially. It's
Yeah.
just people aren't seeing it like that. I'm
Mhm.
seeing a lot of people say things I never even knew, like that boy groups have been assaulted before.
That is
Isn't that
insane.
insane?
Well, actually, I was reading an article that some boy groups were like sexually harassed by the SNL members of them grabbing their crotch.
What?
Yeah.
They pulled a Trump and just grabbed him by the crotch? That's insane. Yo.
Yeah. And like some were apparently embarrassed and like would like kneel to the ground, and I don't blame them. That's crazy. Basically, what's trying to be said is that K-pop has a lot of drama and just a lot of things going on that we don't even know about until we just dig a little bit.
You gotta dig, and everything is underneath that first layer. And then when you see that first layer and you start digging into like the meanings behind these things and what's happening behind the scenes, you realize what we know is like just the tip.
Just the
Just
tip.
the tip.
Just
And then
the
there's a whole Dasani bottle.
Dude.
Dasani, I prefer Aquafina.
Get it?
It's
And
insane.
exactly. And these tying it into what we said in the beginning, these boats are just hitting these tips of these icebergs, and some are able to make it and others are just titanicking.
Just the tip.
Just the
It's
tip.
insane, though. It really is insane, that all is happening. And I feel like there's a lot of things behind the scenes where they're quieting that down. They're paying people off, and they don't want it to hit the news. They're trying to control the narrative
Of course.
and have a good public image. So a lot of the stuff we're not even hearing of.
The
So
dark
when I
side
hear
of K-pop?
Block BB 184 being assaulted by SNL Korea staff, that's probably one of like
Many.
dozens of cases, and we're just hearing one.
Yeah.
We're hearing one, and I don't even know how we heard that.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing is because you have to realize like these trainees, they've been like they haven't had enough time just focusing on themselves. They're trying to focus becoming in a group. So when these scandals and things like that happen, their brain probably doesn't know what to do. They're like, what just happened? I just dance and sing. Yeah, I
It's
feel bad
insane.
for them.
Absolutely.
Do they talk about it with their group members? Like they probably don't even joke about that or mention that. Like it's not like they're going to get like food somewhere and like one of their members is like, so how about last Saturday Night Live? Like.
It's insane. It really is, and it's tough. We're trying not to laugh about it. We like making jokes. That's how we get over things.
That's our
sometimes.
coping mechanism.
But we
yeah.
do want to be able to be respectful
Yeah,
still
of course.
those things, because these things did happen. These things are happening, and that's the industry that we're involved with.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be aware of that.
Yep.
And I feel like that's a good way to just kind of segue out of it. Is there's a
think so.
lot we don't know. We see some things with public statements that are chosen very specifically. There was a behind the scenes
Yep.
board meeting where they said we're going to release it on Thanksgiving Day. We're going to do it after 3.5 months of Blackpink. We're going to
Yep.
blah 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 blah. And then we're just getting that aftershock. But it's all so incredibly
yeah.
scripted. It's so scripted
It's
and well
so
thought out.
scripted. Yeah, they knew we were all gonna be filled with potatoes, where we were like, we couldn't react to it
They
because we're in a
waited for us
coma.
being in a food coma. They
Yeah.
were taking advantage of that. They knew.
They knew.
The
They knew
people
exactly
that
what they
really-
were doing. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They're smart. They're
And, like-
smart, whether we like it or not. That's why they're at the top.
Yep. And I guess the one thing to like tie it all together is at the end of the day, we're just fans. Like we don't know really anything about their personal lives besides what they want to show us. So they could be just a complete character, and we just have to accept it for what it is. And at the end of the day, really appreciate them for the one thing that they are known for, which is their music and their performances.
It's true. That's true. I try to get a little bit more info and try to like make connections from like a higher level perspective.
What if they
so
want you to
we
do
can
that?
make conclusions. Sorry.
What if they want that to happen?
They might want that to happen. I feel like the people that really try to do that, though, like you and I, we can see patterns. We can see
course we
behavioral patterns. We can see like business patterns. Like even Mr. Popo TV, he said in his tweets this morning, he's like, we saw this coming. We knew.
We did know.
It wasn't a huge surprise. It's just a big bummer. It's a big disappointment.
Yeah, it's just a business move.
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough to deal with that, you
Yeah.
know, but you just got to deal with it.
Wow.
Anyway, that's a good place to end it.
I think
we could
so.
have. We'll probably have a part 2, part 3, part 4 talking about disbandments, talking about behind the scenes scandals, idol contracts, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But for now, we're gonna wind things down.
Because this isn't probably the last disbandment we're going to hear about, but for now, we're just going to wind it down.
I hope it is. I
I
hope
do
it is
too.
the last
I
disbandment
do.
we ever have to talk
I
about.
hope. I hope.
But it's not gonna be.
No.
Because this is K-pop.
It's a
K-pop is
vicious.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a vicious dog world.
Christopher Walken. It's crazy that way.
It's crazy that way. But I guess thank you guys so much for tuning in to
Thank
our
you.
live stream about 2NE1 disbanding and just groups disbanding in general. And I hope you guys will just look at it for what it is and just at least instead of being angry, go back and just listen to some 2NE1 to make our feels feel a little bit better and just I guess wait for what else happens in store.
Exactly. Thank you guys. Like I needed this,
Mhm.
so I'm
Still
glad that you
cute.
guys. The fact that I was able to talk about this with you guys for some reason makes me feel better. Like I feel like I've talked about it with 100 people. Like
I think we did. We literally did.
146 people. This is
Wow,
awesome.
that's
I love you
amazing,
guys so much. These are these therapy sessions I feel like I need more than you guys. The rest are like topics that are fun that we do for you guys, but this is one of those times where I needed this.
We really did.
Thank you for letting us
thank you.
vent. Thank you for letting me get a little bit cray-cray with my like opinions out there.
It's okay, Josh.
But
It's okay.
I just needed to do that. So I love you guys so much. We love you. We're looking forward to the very next K-Talk. Definitely check out our K-Talk channel because this is a big thing. We're eventually not going to do any streams on my channel. We're going to do it all on K-Talk. So if you want to know about them, you got to subscribe there. Otherwise, completely miss it.
You're going to miss it, and we don't want you to miss it. We want you to talk to us. Tell us things.
The shift is happening soon.
The shift is happening.
So we love you guys.
Right.
Love and peace, and we'll see you in the next K-Talk.
Bye.